I got a book, I got a book, I got a book, hey, 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 hey. So my book has come right in time. After I got done with this book, I really was on a search for another book, and the way I found out about this book, as you guys know, it is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie is the GOAT of authors, the GOAT of mystery, and I have never read an Agatha Christie book. Actually, as you can see, the queen of mystery, baby. And God rest her soul, she's not here anymore. Christie was born in like 1890. She ain't new to this. She true to this. Actually, the way I found out about this book was I was just deep diving on Goodreads. If you don't have the Goodreads app, you must get the Goodreads app. The Goodreads app is literally like a social media platform for readers. I came across two books that I wanted to read. It was The Silent Patient. Please don't tell me anything about it. I want to read it for myself when I get around to it, okay? I don't want to be tainted. It was between The Silent Patient or And Then There Were None. And I decided to go with And Then There Were None. And There Were None is supposed to be about these 10 strangers who have committed crimes at some point in their life. They get invited to this island, and once they arrive there, they get told on this recorder about crimes that they have committed, that each one have committed. So each of the guests end up getting killed off one by one due to their crimes. And basically the book is about just figuring out why and how and who's doing it. 10 strangers on the island. Is giving weird. Fun, not even a fun fact, a weird, disturbing fact about this book. There is so much controversy, or was so much controversy with this title. Actually, the book went through multiple titles, one being 10 Little Indians, but also, bitch, also the book was called 10 Little, I can't say the hard R, but basically 10 little niggas, but it was with a hard R, girl. 10 little bitch. Then they changed it to 10 Little Indians. Still POC, still people of color, okay? But then I guess they still got so much heat even back then, baby. They had to change it. And Then There Were None, bitch. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Yeah, once I'm like halfway through the book, I'll come back and I'll let you know how I'm feeling. Is it a slow burn? Did it catch me from page 1? Is it difficult to read? Is the fact that she's from the 1800s, you know, is her writing style gonna draw me in? These are things I need to know when reading a book. You know what I mean? These are things I like to find out when reading a book. When I'm in the middle of the book, am I still in there? Am I still attached? Am I still committed? Excuse me, sir. How am I supposed to get comfortable and read my book if you sitting right here in between my legs? How that's gonna work? Baby, let me tell you a little bit something about this book. I am loving the book. I can already tell that this book is going to be a quick read, a 3-day read. I can't keep my hands off the book. So y'all remember how I said when I'm reading a book, I'm gonna pair it with some type of cocktail. It don't even have to be a cocktail. You ever read a book and whatever mood you in and whatever the mood that the book gives, it like pairs nicely with a nice coffee, or it pairs nicely with a nice wine, a nice tea, bitch, orange juice, all I care. But this book right here, giving very much whiskey, baby. It's giving very much whiskey neat with no ice. Now low-key is giving whiskey and soda because whiskey and soda has been brought up in this book a couple of times. That's what these people are drinking as they drop dead like flies, baby. I'm going to come back to you guys when I am finished with the book, and I'll let you know how I feel once we get to the end. It's been a few days. I finished my book. I have finished And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. And I just want to come and tell you guys my final thoughts of this actual book. First thing I want to say, which is a negative, and it has nothing to do with the author, it has nothing to do with the actual book writing or anything like that, but I got this book off of Amazon, and what I don't like about this book is like the pages were literally falling out. Like pages are still falling out, and I mean tons of pages that just falls out the damn book. So I don't know who's the bookmaker, Amazon, or who's the person, you know, putting the pages together, baby. Yeah. And you know, as a person who read books, especially when we buy books, we want to keep it on the shelf. We want it to be presentable. We want the book to be intact. You know what I mean? So this is going to be on my shelf, and the pages are all like messed up. So there's really nothing I can do with this book. I guess try to find some hack to put the pages back together. But yeah, whoever put this book together, you did a shitty job. What I did like about this book is that I had no clue who the killer was. The ending took me for a whole loop. Like, I was not expecting the ending. I wasn't expecting the killer to be who the killer was. The book had me stuck because I really wanted to figure out who was killing these people off and why. Once I was done with the book, I like literally sat it down and just thought about it. Another thing I would say that I liked about this book was that Agatha Christie wrote this book in 1939, which at first I thought would be a hard read because it was like, I think it's based in London, it's 1939, but I guess that's why Agatha Christie's somewhat a genius, because she wrote something so long ago and it still was easy to digest. It was easy to read. You know, I didn't have to stop and reread a chapter because I had no clue of what they was fucking talking about. She did a really good job of making this book that was done in 1939 a book that's still, in a sense, modern to read, you know? So I'll give Agatha that. I like the way that Agatha Christie introduced her characters to you. But there's 10 characters in this book, and sometimes that can be hard for a person to keep up with these different names and like, who's this, you know, without visually seeing it. Sometimes it's hard for people to keep up with all these different names in a book, and I think that's probably why in books they try to keep the characters to a minimum so that you're not just sitting there confused, like, okay, who is that again? Who is that again? But I feel like Agatha Christie did a very good job in presenting these characters to you. What else did I love about this book? This book is literally like the movie Clue. 10 people in a mansion, everyone's dying like flies, figure out who's the killer. So it really, honestly, the best description I can give you when it comes down to this book is Clue. That's exactly what it reminds me of. As you guys saw in the last clip, I took myself out to eat, had me a couple of drinks, and I made sure, I think I had like, I feel like when I got to the restaurant, I probably had 150 pages left, and I was able to read all 150 pages at the restaurant. So that was a nice time. So I was really excited about that. I enjoyed myself with this book. I have never ever read an Agatha Christie book, so I feel like I got a little, you know, a little stripe under my belt. You know, I got a little stripe under my belt. What I would give it rating wise, out of a 1 to 5, I definitely would give it like a 3.7. A 3 is good. Like, I don't know why people think 3s aren't good, but it is really good. I'm gonna give this book a 3.7. It was good. I won't sit here and be like, oh my God, it's the best book I ever read in my life. That's what we're gonna get 5 stars, okay? This almost pushing 4 stars. I actually will probably give this a 4 star. So between the 3.7 and a 4 star, this book was pretty good. Once you get past the characters and learning the characters in the book, it becomes very easy to actually read. So I enjoyed this book. Like I said, I did not enjoy the fact that the book was fucking falling apart, because when I buy books, because okay, so I'll buy books sometimes, I'll thrift books sometimes, and I'll go to the library and just check out a book. But when I purchase books, these are books that I want to be on my shelf. You feel me? Like, these are books that I want to collect. These are books I want to stay with me for a long time. So when I buy them, I don't want them the pages fucking falling out. Like, look at this. The pages are literally falling. So but my rating has, see, I've been literally intentionally setting aside time to read certain amount of chapters at a time, and I've been able to read Verity in 3 days. I read this in a week, and now I am on to my next book, which I'm doing a book vlog for that as well. Now we are on to our next book. So if you see me wearing this as I introduce the next book, that's because I'm starting that book today. And I wanted to give myself, because the last 2 books I read were mystery thriller type of books, so I'm going to do a palette cleanser and get into a book that is opposite from mystery and, you know, psychological thriller and like all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll tell you guys more about that in that book vlog. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope these videos inspire you to go out, grab a book, and make some time for yourself to actually read it. Go to a restaurant or a cafe, coffee shop, you know, a park, have a picnic, to just go read, you know. And yeah, so I love you guys down. Until the next video, I'll see y'all. Bye. So they have 2 movies. I couldn't wait to finish the book so I can watch the actual movies, because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. But they have an old school movie that was in like 1945, which I'm about to watch right now. And then they have a 2015 movie that I'm gonna watch too, maybe. But we're gonna watch the OG. Yay! We need a bigger TV. Soon come.